Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk und ich habe heute ein Update-Interview. Es ist ich habe einen Konflikt of Interest, ich bin Aktionär, schon lange dabei. Es geht um Legible, Kaleeg Hainsworth ist bei mir Founder, CEO und Chairman. Wir haben gerade vorher gesprochen, er ist jetzt auch zwischenzeitlich Chairman. Die Aktie hat seit unserem letzten Interview, das war im April, ich habe nachgeschaut, 17. April, eigentlich gut performt. Wir haben, muss ich gleich mal schauen, ich habe das hier irgendwo, wir haben hier das Interview gemacht, seitdem haben wir bis zu 20 Cent sogar zugelegt, sind allerdings jetzt wieder retour gekommen, wobei die Aktie war natürlich schon viel höher. Mein Durchschnittseinstieg weiß ich gar nicht, wo der momentan liegt, aber ich habe dann hier nochmal unten auf jeden Fall nachgekauft und war auch über Private Placement und die Convertible Debenture habe ich auch gemacht. Ja, und es hat sich wahnsinnig viel getan bei Legible und er soll uns jetzt mal ein Update bringen. Kaleeg, thank you for your time. I said in my German introduction, I have a conflict of interest. Since our last interview, it was in April this year, the share price doing well. When we talk, it was 7 cents. Now we are close to 12.5, 13. We have a run to up to 20 cents, so it was really a nice run. And it is really a tough year normally for all stocks, especially Canadian stocks have really a rough year. It's not a fun year. But you're coming up with really interesting news. And I'm quite sure we talk a little bit about this. So, what's happened in the last 5 months?
Sure, a tremendous amount, but let me say hello to Germany and to the whole world through your podcast. Hello, Germany. We are coming for you. We want to be your book listening and reading service. But so to get back to your question, a tremendous amount has happened that we have worked on over the last 5 months, and I am thrilled to share some of that with you. The updates. When we last met, I talked about all the things that we were doing. I have the real great pleasure now, Joe, of talking about all the things that I said we were doing, having been done and being launched now. And I'm very excited about all of that. So why don't I jump right in to an update? Unless you have anything in particular you want me to get into right at the start?
No, okay. But to be honest, the major name what's coming out of me and is always remember Legible, and when you're coming up with a name like Stan Lee or something. And Stan Lee is, especially when you're my age, and also the younger ones, everybody knows normally Stan Lee. When they see a Marvel movie, older one, there was always a portion in the Stan Lee plays a little role in that.
Right. And Excelsior.
Yeah. And it was great and is really an icon of the comic industry, and you're doing really interesting deals with them. So this is what my personal interest a little bit drives.
You bet, Joe.
And especially when you have this connection, this relationship, this great relationship, and they have a big legacy also on inventories and names and all of that. What you're doing with them?
Oh, so much. Well, you're asking me some pretty exciting things that I barely know where to start talking to you about all the amazing things on the Stan Lee front. Why don't I save my Stan Lee update, Joe, for last? Because I really think there's so much to talk about that, and it's a whole world. And what I would love to do right now, I've been thinking really through the week ahead of our interview about an analogy, a way that I could share with your listeners to help them and our shareholders understand what Legible is doing and how the business looks. And I really thought a lot about it, and I come up with an analogy that I think is very good. And that is a classical building, with the foundation and then 3 pillars in the front, and then that roof on the top, okay? So for us, the foundation of that building is the products that we are releasing, and then the 3 pillars are the 3 pillars of revenue. So I want to articulate each of those 3 main pillars of revenue, and the roof is all monthly recurring revenue. So we've built our foundation of products, We have three big sources of revenue leading to a rooftop of monthly recurring revenue. So for Legible, and I want our shareholders to know this, every day we work hard to find ways to drive MRR into the company and to drive value to our shareholders and stakeholders. That is what we are working hard to do, and we have been we're starting to see some tremendous fruits from our work. So about that foundation, here is that foundation of products. We are releasing this month, and I'm so excited. We're releasing our app, which will give everybody offline reading as well as all the features that they would want in reading and listening. We are releasing audiobooks. We have about 500,000 audiobooks to load onto the site, and that's what we're doing. We are also releasing our Librarian AI as fully integrated in the app and in the web app as well. We've totally redesigned the web app to allow for our subscription service, which leads me to this as well. We are launching Legible Unbound, which is our subscription service for $12.99 a month. We are launching that at the end of this month. So we are coming out with in addition to that, we're also coming out with a whole series of AI enhanced ebook and audiobook products. An example is Animal Farm AI, which is a famous book by George Orwell. And in that book, you'll be able to read it. And then at certain points in the book, you'll have a little message appear inside the book that says a notification that says one of the characters wants to have a text conversation with you. And you'll open that up and you'll immediately be able to start having a conversation with the characters in the book about what's happening inside the book. We're very excited about that. We have one of these new AI enhanced books to release a month. So October, we're releasing Frankenstein AI just in time for Halloween, and Jane Eyre AI, and it goes on and on. So we're very excited about those as well as products. And those will be within our subscription program, as well as our many multimedia ebooks that we're developing too. So we're really coming out with a suite of products this month. Right now, I'm already using the app and the audiobooks. I love it. It's just the best thing. I'm so excited to release that to the world, to our shareholders, and to our readers. I think our subscription service is really going to be exciting to so many people. And it's going to be an effortless experience to listen to your audiobooks and read your ebooks in the same place and have an AI fully embedded that is going to lead you through all the discovery and conversation. And it's going to grow with you as that AI gets to know you and your reading habits. You're going to find books, and it's even easier, and it's going to be that much better of a companion. So that's our foundation of products, Joe, that we're building everything on, is a full suite of products. We are easily in the top 3 in the world in terms of content. We're giving one of the best reading experiences that you can possibly have online and in the web. And we have this game-changing AI integration that we're very excited about, as well as fresh content and exciting new products. Now, the 3 pillars that are built on this foundation of products are really where the magic happens for us and what we're so focused on right now, Joe. The first of those pillars is our automotive pillar. And the automotive pillar is an exclusive opportunity that Legible is taking advantage of to provide its audiobooks and its content to the infotainment systems of automakers around the world, and especially and starting in North America. So we are already in late stage discussions with a major automaker. We are already in technical work now with a automotive provider, and we're excited. And we signed a deal with Live One. You might have recognized a couple months ago, for the exclusive purpose of reaching the automotive market. Live One is an exclusive provider to about 7 different major automakers, and we are working with them to bring our service along with theirs into these automakers, and that represents millions and millions of cars. We can talk more detail about that, but you can see that it's a high value vertical for monthly recurring revenue for the company. And that leads me to the second vertical for us, and that is our Legible Unbound membership that we are launching this month. $12.99. We know that every 100,000 subscribers is $1.2 million in monthly recurring revenue for the company. We have an Unbound membership offering, which is second to none. We have a fantastic set of content, world-class premier A-level content for our subscription membership service. We're excited about the revenue we're going to drive into that. That's launching next week. So watch that space. And Joe, I'm looking forward to you enjoying that subscription and that access as well. It's something that we're very proud of. And we see tremendous MRR from the opportunities of our subscription service as well. Now, the third main pillar is the one that you were talking about earlier, and I've saved for last, and that is our publishing or multimedia book pillar. And yes, we did sign in the last 5 months since we last spoke, Joe, a worldwide, I can hardly believe I'm saying it, but it's really true. So we have worldwide exclusive publishing rights to 50 never before seen Stan Lee properties and stories. And that's in print and digital. So we're very excited about how that's coming along. We've now been able to look at all these exciting properties that only a handful of people in the world have ever been able to see before. So I can't share what they are with you. I can't tell you anything about them yet, but they are coming. And so now we have assembled our executive producing team together. As you may have seen in another announcement, we brought Michael Uslan and David Uslan onto the advisory team to really take an executive producer position within the Stan Lee universe that Legible is publishing. And they're working with us to assemble a whole writing team. So we're assembling the writing team now. I can't tell you any of the individuals who are in it yet, but I'm telling you, these are the world-class, world-famous writers who are showrunners and writers for some of the biggest television and movie franchises in history. And they are joining our, what we're calling Stan Lee Bullpen, to start producing and writing all of these amazing comics. We will, from what I understand, and this is subject to change, but from what I understand, we'll be producing one comic per week when we start. And then we'll be producing 4 major graphic novels out of those comics, as well as a lot of merchandise. And obviously, we'll be working with those individuals and organizations that have acquired the film rights and the TV rights to these properties to develop them and to work alongside of them as well. We're assembling the illustrators to really illustrate and to do the character design of these. And, one of the other novels that we've just acquired as worldwide exclusive publishing rights for is another Stan Lee property called Workforce, which was a novel he developed. And we're so excited that Michael Uslan is coming in to work on that. But we have some exciting announcements that I can't, in good conscience, make right now. But you can look for announcements in the near future that will, and I'm not giving away any secrets here, this is obvious, that will announce the writing team and a global exciting writing team. People in the company are very excited when the names of the writers are coming up. I don't know any of them. I'm sure they're great, but other people are getting excited about them, so that's encouraging to me. But seeing what they're doing is quite cool. And so we'll be announcing our writing team and then our illustration team, and then we'll be announcing the first properties as well as the schedule. So there's lots and lots to come. We have covers. We have some world famous artists that are pitching us to do one-off collectors covers for these properties. It's an exciting space for us to be in, and we're the only ones there. Obviously, because we're Legible, we're not just going to produce simple digital comics. We're going to produce living comics, which will have slight animation and which will have, just make that content more alive, more intuitive, more exciting for people to really dive into these comics and native to the digital environment. Although, of course, we will have we'll have print copies of all of these comics going out into all the stores around the world. So we're so excited about that. But it's not just Stan Lee, Joe. We're also working with King Features on Popeye and Olive Oil. We're working with multiple publishers on different projects. And at this point, we're also, we're having to turn away publishers and authors because, Joe, as a company, we can't do everything. And I want to come back to this point. Every day, our number one focus in the company is how do we get MRR and how do we build value in our stock for our shareholders. So if we do too many things, we're going to get too distracted. So we're focused. Automotive, huge, high value, high scale MRR opportunity for us that we are excited, already close to building, major announcements. Our subscription service, which is going to only grow and scale as people discover how great the experience is using Legible, how unique the site is, and the opportunity of using Librarian AI. And then thirdly, our Stan Lee and publishing vertical is taking all of our focus. And we know that in those three verticals, if we can stay focused on those three things and execute the way we've executed in the last 5 months since we last spoke, Joe, our rooftop of monthly recurring revenue and scalable hyper growth for the business is at hand. And we will not stop until we reach that goal for ourselves and for our shareholders as well.
So now I must nail you a little bit down on some key points. Come to
Please.
The first pillar, the automotive sector.
Great.
I know exactly it's tough to say something, then you are in discussion with them. So, but first question, is it possible that we see some deals that coming up this year, or do you think maybe it takes a little bit longer?
Well, I'll tell you what, from an MRR focused perspective, Joe, we are working as hard as we possibly can. And believe me, we are seriously hardworking people to get an announcement out this year, our first announcement out this year. I am not making any promises because I can't make promises about things that are beyond my control. What I can say is that as much as whatever is in our control, we believe that if we believe that we can hopefully make an announcement this year. Absolutely.
It's
That's
clear.
Our goal.
You have a partner in them, and the partner must be also agree. So that's clear. It's not in your hand, not alone in your hand.
Yeah. But what I will say is that it's possible. It is possible that one is this year. Yeah.
But when it comes to a deal, what kind of volume we talking? So
Sure.
Is it something what we talk, okay, we speak about that is also a subscription-based model kind of things, or is it more that we have a basic fee what we get and we have one partner and he get all the information that we have, all the content what we have then for all his buyers and so on. So how can the deal look?
Absolutely. So that's a very excellent question. And I want to just, and I will answer that question, but I want to make sure that I say for your listeners, Joe, and for yourself and for everyone, I am not somebody that gives forward disclosure. I don't want to make any promises. I want to be clear about that. But I will give you some insight into what that deal looks like and what that deal would look like with the automotives as it is today, which is subject to change. So really, it is a subscription-based deal. And it is B2B. So the automotive, for instance, has an infotainment system in its own structure within that. And they want to offer audiobooks in some cars that have large screens in them. You can also have ebooks, and they're interested in those as well. And so when the deal is finally struck and terms are reached, then we will take a percentage of every car in the entire automotive fleet. And that's how it works. So it is you can see immediately if there are, 5 million cars in an automaker's North American fleet, and we take 50 cents or $1 from every car, that you can see the scale of the opportunity for the company just in that. In addition to that, all of those people getting access to Legible's in-car opportunity through their automotive account will also have the opportunity to to upgrade to a Legible Unbound membership, and that will further increase the revenue for the company per person that does that. So we, again, an even higher value for the car, for our automotive revenue side, and we think that if we can drive this into, I mean, you can do the math yourself, and in terms of what that would look like for the company. So it is a high value opportunity for us. Does that answer your question?
Yes. So this was a perfect switch to the second pillar. And zwar you start now this or next week with the subscription model.
Yes.
So what is your expectation, what you have end of the year on subscribers, and what you're doing that you drive subscriber to your channel?
Excellent question. So we are looking, we are doing quite a lot to get ready to drive people to our Unbound subscription. And the first thing you always do is make sure you get your data right. So we have all of our data work that's gone in. We have all our data points already. And we're going to start collecting our data within the first week and starting to really push on where the parts are that we're getting the most uptick in our membership offering. And we're going to keep pushing and pushing on those. About a month after that, once we get all of our data in place, we know where main traffic is coming from, we're partnering with another organization, another company that specializes in high value, high scale, hyper growth marketing. But they can only begin their work to do that magic for Legible once they have some key data points to start pressing on and to start pushing in those directions. And then they'll really push, and we'll have some tremendous fuel in the tank for that marketing. So it's really all about marketing. But I will say this, Joe. There are different ways to market. There is brand marketing, really, and then there is product marketing, which is very specific, and brand marketing is a much longer marketing. And we're really building a company over the long term that will continue to scale and become how the next 1 billion people will read. And to do that, it's not just marketing and advertisements and data-driven analytics. It's also high-value memberships partnerships with major scalable organizations. And the more we can partner with major organizations to bring our product, the more visibility, the more opportunity for people to try it out and love it and use it. So we'll be giving people away a free 1 month account. Joe, you'll be able to have a month free on using Legible and its app as well. And we'll be doing everything we can to get people into the app to use it. And we're excited about that. In terms of what we're looking for in terms of numbers, I want to respectfully say I don't want to guess on that, but I will say that I think we're going to impress even ourselves in what we're doing here. But the high value partnerships are very key to me. So recently we brought on Vyomesh Ghoshi, who is really a rock star executive. He's a retired vice president of Hewlett-Packard and the president of Hewlett-Packard Printing, as well as 3D Systems and so much more. He's really one of the most successful executives I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And so I'm so excited to have him come on. But he brings with him high value connections. And frankly, we're in such an incredible position right now that we're able to accept partnerships with huge organizations, glassware companies, for instance, whatever it is, and be able to offer our subscription our membership and be able to offer our services to them in response for, getting into their customer ecosystem. And it's those kinds of deals, Joe, that I'm really going to be focusing on over the next 6 months, because I want people to get a bank account and to get 2 months free of Legible. I know that, and I want people to get a phone and to get 2 months of Legible use. It's those kinds of deals that are going to really drive market adoption, because the quality of that foundation of products, frankly, is enough that I know if I can get people to use our products, they're going to love them. And it's going to be part of their daily lives, and nothing could make me and our shareholders happy in doing so.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, third pillar. When we can expect, maybe from the scale, one can really expect the first publishing of a comic of the Stan Lee Universum. And I understand this fully, that they say we want to make sure that we do it right, that we focus on this. Then it's clear when you do too many things, nothing has happened, and then in the end, nothing works out.
Exactly. And so that comes back to why we're so focused, having built our foundation, why we're so focused on just 3 things. Lots of opportunities keep coming at us, but we just keep pushing them to the side, because we're going to succeed on those 3 things. And those 3 things, well, we'll take the world over. So on the Stan Lee side, when do we start publishing them? Well, you're exactly right, Joe. We are 100% focused on making sure that we do it right the first time. There's a whole world. I think there's something like 15 million Stan Lee true believers. Every one of those people are going to want to look and explore our new comics and characters. They've got to be done right. We've got to have the best writers in the world producing them, so people get excited about the quality. We've got to have some of the most important illustrators on the planet illustrating these, so people get excited about the character design and the future. We want people to just be so excited, and when they get the product, to be invested in the product going forward as we continue to expand this Stan Lee universe to the scale of Marvel. I mean, we have very, very clear illusions of grandeur at Legible. We fully intend to be not only how the next 1 billion will read, but we intend to be every bit as big as Marvel. And we're going to get there, and we have the properties to do it. So when does that mean that we should expect revenue from those products? Well, I will say not this year. I would not expect them this year. In terms of order of the 3 major pillars as to when we'll see, we're working to bring MRR online with them. I would say our Unbound membership will be the first pillar to produce revenue, monthly revenue for us. The second pillar to produce revenue for us right after that will be our automotive pillar. And then next year, and my chief publishing officer would kill me, Joe, if I told Germany when to expect it. But let me just say that I know that, between 6 months and say 8 months is when we can expect to see the first actual floppy, as they say in the business, to come out. And so
in the summer next year, we are safe, I must say. When we say
time next year.
Well, summer next year is a good thing. And
let's stay safe and say summer next year.
Yes, okay, next year. So,
that's
but
right.
Bring me one step back. Is it possible that when we take some subscription of your offer, that he get also access to the Stan Lee University, or do you say, okay, then it's maybe additional, that he must pay a little bit more, that he get also this new products what you get from Stan Lee?
So what you
produce by yourself, so I must say, as a publisher.
Yes. So I think what you're asking me, let me clarify, is if somebody signs up as a Legible Unbound member, will they have access to the Stan Lee Universum products? The answer is yes, but exclusively through the membership. We will not be offering it anywhere else or outside of the membership. sign up for the membership and they'll get a brand new, amazing Stan Lee comic every week. Every single week there'll be something brand new, and for years,
Okay, that was the question.
Good.
We talk now for half an hour, so this is very long. So, but we have a lot to talk.
We do.
So, is there any other things what the investor should know, or do you think, or maybe what's also some we saw in the last 6 months was the shareholder structure. We should talk a little bit about the shareholder structure. How many shares are maybe outstanding? For sure, when you grow up this business, it means also that you need always money. So,
that's right.
What you're doing on this side?
Well, there's two ways that there's three main ways that a company can get money in itself. One is obviously investment. The other is revenue, and the other is cutting its own costs. So while we've been in the foundation and building stage and setting up our three pillars, we have concentrated on raising funds for the company as well as cutting our costs. And we are continually doing that. I'm very proud of how many costs we've cut internally and how lean we are and how focused we are. Joe, we make every dollar that we receive in investment have a job. Mm-hmm. We are one of the ways that we've survived through these tough markets and these tough times is by digging deep and finding ways to cut costs and to streamline our operations and to ensure that we're getting everything we can out of every dollar we have. And that's been part of our success thus far. Similarly, raising money to be able to do the things that we are doing and build the products and build ourselves to this amazing position. Yes, it has meant that we've raised funds. There's been a little bit of dilution, but we have been worked hard to maintain that dilution to a minimum. We have about, I think it's at this point, it's about 100 and I might be wrong about this. It says so in our thing there. I think we have about 140 million shares issued and outstanding at the moment. We are right now raising funds for the specifically, this is in connection with our Stan Lee market and more. And marketing for all of this to go out. We're looking to close that raise next Thursday for ourselves. And then all of our products and our membership program, our Legible Unbound, will be launched on Friday following. Mm-hmm. And we're pretty excited about that. So I'll tell you, the focus that we have going forward for us on the shareholder side of things, on the stock side of things, Joe, is liquidity and building and finding ways to ensure that our share price honestly reflects the value that we've built in the company. As you can see, we have three incredible pillars of MRR producing projects and a solid foundation of products. We believe our share price has a tremendous amount of room to grow. And I think that as we begin to announce revenue and continue to announce ongoing developments in the company, and I think our shareholders and more shareholders will continue to see our stock and continue to see the value in it and continue to drive our price and our liquidity on the stock. And that's really our focus now to do that. I mean, every CEO runs two businesses, Joe. There's the business of the business and the business of the stock. And I have, been putting, both need time and effort and care, and liquidity and driving our price up to understand, to match the real value of the company is really such a lot of our focus and work right now. And this is an amazing time to pick up Legible stock, to be frank, because as you can well see, we're in that incredible inflection moment for ourselves. And we're coming out now with everything that we could have dreamed of getting. So we believe that there's a strong future for our share price going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for the update. It was really a great one.
Thank you.
And hopefully we have time in 3, 4, 5 months when you're coming up with a lot of news, then we can talk how the things are working. Hopefully we can talk then with some news of the first two pillars that we have seen some deals or something. And also about the subscription rate and so on. So very interesting. So we are very on a very very interesting time. So the next few months are really exciting. So
it is.
And now I'll make a short summary in German.
Sure. Sounds good.
Perfekt. Ja, also kurze Zusammenfassung. Er hat es sehr gut beschrieben. Fundament, das mit extrem vielen Titeln bestückt sind, weiß nicht, über 2 Millionen E-Books, ich glaube 500.000 Audiobooks und so weiter. Also sehr, sehr gutes Fundament. Das ist das Wichtigste überhaupt, weil sonst kann man keinen Umsatz machen. Und dann hat er gesagt, er hat 3 Säulen des Umsatzes drauf. Die Säule 1 ist Automotiv. Sehr spannend, weil da geht es darum, dass Automobilfirmen Zugriff auf über das Infotainment Systems bekommen auf ihre Datenbank. Das macht vor allem Sinn, vielleicht sagt man, ja, wer im Auto fahren, ja, aber Audiobooks kann man sehr wohl übers Autofahren hören. Zweitens ist natürlich gerade Elektroautos, wenn man tankt, dann dauert das auch seine Zeit und da ist gleich mal eine halbe Stunde oder sowas erledigt. Und dann hat man natürlich Zeit, dass man sowas liest. Und es bringt natürlich auch dann, und da kommen wir jetzt gleich zum zweiten Business, einer Subscription Model. Das startet nächste Woche. Nächste Woche fängt es an. 12,99 hat er gesagt. 12,99 you say cost, 12,99 kostet dann das Subscription-Modell im Monat. Das heißt, man hat Zugriff zu diesen vollen Datenbank, an die ganzen Bücher, an die ganzen Audiobooks und mehr. Und das ist natürlich dann auch extrem spannend, dass man natürlich dort dann wahnsinnig, also dass man dort natürlich auch vor allem, wie viel Subscription kriegt man rein. Er hat auch gesagt, er macht sehr viele Deals, also er will auf also so zum Beispiel, wenn man ein Telefon kauft, kriegt man 2 Monate gratis dazu. Kauft man einen neuen PC, kriegt man 2 Monate gratis. Also macht man hier Subscription, dann kriegt man halt eine Subscription für 1 oder 2 Monate gratis dazu. Solche Deals macht er und da hat er auch die Leute eingestellt. Der hat sich auch beim Namen genannt, ich kann mich jetzt nicht mehr erinnern, der von HP kommt, der extrem gute Connections hat, um solche Deals genau aufzusetzen. Das heißt, sie bringen dann, bei jedem verkauften Produkt ist dann einfach 2 Monate dabei. Das kennen Sie ja, wenn Sie selber Produkte haben, solche Deals gibt es ja schon mehrere. Und das ist die dritte Säule, die soll ab nächste Woche starten. Das heißt, ab dann wird es eigentlich vom Umsatz her spannend. Erwartet man nicht zu viel, weil die ganzen Deals ist ja so, wenn man das zuerst einmal einen Monat gratis hat oder 2 Monate gratis hat, dann dauert das seine Zeit. Sie wollen aber auch Marketingkampagnen draufsetzen, die braucht aber trotzdem einen Monat zuerst einmal Rohdaten, dass sie sieht, wo läuft das meiste und wo kann man drauf ansetzen. Und das dritte ist dann natürlich, und das ist natürlich das, wo ich auch gefragt habe, das ist vor allem das Stan Lee Universum. Das heißt, sie bringen dann jede Woche ein neues Stan Lee Comic raus. Sie haben die Leute schon akquirieren, die was auch das zeichnen, die die Story dazu machen und so weiter. Und das sind die Top-Leute aus dem ganzen Universum. Das kann ich mir auch vorstellen, denn der Name Stan Lee zieht. Marvel hat einen wahnsinnig guten Job gemacht, das Stan Lee Universum hochzuziehen, und er hat halt 50 solche Properties, also 50 solche Charakteren noch im Petto, die noch unveröffentlicht sind. Das sind wirklich brandneue Superhelden, sage ich mal. Und das kann man richtig vorstellen, dass das richtig, richtig gut sieht. Er sagt, im nächsten Jahr werden die ersten kommen davon, Comics, die sollen dann im Wochenschritt kommen. Das ist auch verknüpft natürlich mit einer Subscription Model. Das heißt, online wird man es nur über das kriegen, wird aber auch im Print kommen und sie haben die weltweiten Rechte dazu. Also das könnte eine wahnsinnig geile Story werden. Also das muss man ehrlicherweise sagen. Das hat lange gedauert, aber mit jedem Schritt, jedes, was sie dazu machen, umso interessanter wird eigentlich die Story, und deswegen kann man auch vielleicht den Aktienkurs ein bisschen verstehen, dass er nach oben gegangen ist. Die Company braucht sehr viel Geld, bis dass man mal reinkommt, dass sie eigentlich vom Umsatz selbst getragen wird. Da sind wir jetzt nur in einer schwierigen Phase drin und die nächsten 6 Monate werden nicht einfach werden, aber extrem spannend. Also ich bin echt gespannt, was da rauskommt und das wird super, super, super spannend werden. So, spannendes Update von Legible und ja, ich bin echt gespannt, was die in den nächsten Monaten aufstehen. Yeah, thank you for your update. Was really
thank you, Joe.
One.
Thank you, Joe. I couldn't have said it in German better myself.
To be honest, I strongly believe this. Yeah, have a good time. Good luck with all your connections.
Thank you, Joe.
And deals, what you're coming up. And hopefully we have time that we do in 6 months another interview.
I hope so too. And reach out anytime. If you have any questions, concerns, anything you want, reach out anytime. I'm just here. You know, we're just working like crazy here. So always open to a question from a shareholder, a supporter. And I really, really like talking with you, Joe. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.